Hey people, it is Saturday, July the 10th, and it is 5:38 in the afternoon. And I'm here at Queen Street West, right by Roncesvalles. I'm having a Elmer Fudd moment here, trying to talk. And I'll be walking kind of back and forth between King and Queen through Parkdale. This part of Queen West is currently cut off to traffic. There's much construction in the area, so it's kind of weird seeing it so dead like this. I think it's currently around 24 degrees. It's a nice sunny day, very little humidity, and a pretty nice little breeze. Speaking of which, maybe I'll put on my wind protector just in case we get some more gusty breezes. Alright, there we go. Well, looks like I have to negotiate a moat here. And there is the Parkdale Burrito Boys. And there's a look north up Roncesvalles. So this place is a bit of a construction nightmare right now. It's quite the feat getting here on the TTC. Normally it would just be a straight shot down King or Queen on the streetcar, but since construction is underway along both streets, the streetcar routes are shortened and buses replace them on sections, so I had to go from streetcar to bus just to get down here. So we're currently walking west here east. We're walking east along King Street. I always say the wrong thing. But what I'll do is when I come to a cross street, I will take the cross street back up to Queen and then go along Queen to the next cross street and back down to King. I did something similar between Richmond and Adelaide streets downtown, and that was pretty fun. I got to see some things I'd never seen before, simply because the side streets I just never tend to walk on. And some of them are definitely worth walking on. In this area, however, the side streets are by far residential streets, but there's some beautiful old homes in Parkdale. Now this is the street I started from when I got off the bus. So I think I will forego this one and I'll take the next one, because we already saw that part of Queen Street up ahead. So I started this video right after I got off the bus. And I did shoot a video taking the bus and the streetcar down here as well. I always like to get as many videos as I can out of one trip. And there you have an awesome view of Humber Bay Shores. That's in southern Etobicoke. There's a classic boat of a car. Alright, now here's one of the side streets. Maybe I'll stick to the shady side, although both sides are fairly shady right now. So Parkdale was once the village of Parkdale until it was annexed by Toronto, and this area was built up mainly in the very late 19th and early 20th century. It's not quite as old as some of the neighborhoods a bit closer in to the core. And the houses here do tend to be mostly detached, although most of them have been subdivided into multiple units over the years. But they were originally built as detached houses. Whereas closer into the core, most of the houses were built as rows or semi-detached. And then further subdivided into even more multiple units. But this is Toronto, so even the detached houses here are packed pretty close together, and there are some semi-detached. It's not exclusively detached homes. There's a big semi-detached there, and beside it. And some of these old walk-up apartment buildings, you'll find these scattered throughout the neighborhood as well. So here's Queen Street. So this is the main retail strip in the Parkdale neighborhood. There is some retail along King Street in Parkdale, but just a small stretch around Dufferin Street. Whereas Queen is almost solidly street front retail along most of its entire length, really, east and west of the core. There's Glory Hole Donuts. It's a very well-known local shop. West End Comics. I always like to see comic book stores surviving. And here's Beaty Avenue, so we'll head back down to King. This is a nice shady street. There's a pretty amazing tree canopy here in Parkdale. Some of these old homes are absolutely enormous. Look at this one. Look how far back it goes. However, I'm pretty sure that that one has multiple units. It couldn't be just one giant house. This one's not so easy on the eyes, but it's certainly a monster in any case. And here's a couple of semi-detached homes. And now we're back to King Street. This is a nice old apartment building, the Shoreview. We do have a great view of the lake from the backside. And we are at Dowling Avenue. So back up to Queen we go. That's a great old house there. And here are some of these more like post-war apartment buildings. These started springing up in the 1950s and the 60s. You'll find them scattered throughout the neighborhood as well. Mostly on Jameson Avenue and Spencer Avenue. Those streets are dominated by them. There's a two-tone semi-detached. And this little one is almost looks like it should have been a detached house, but it's it's attached to this one beside it. This one has a great fire escape. And back to Queen. Hey. This part of Parkdale is also plays double duty. It's also known as Little Tibet, because there are like quite a number of Tibetan restaurants to be found along this stretch of Queen here. It's not an officially designated neighborhood, but it's been known as such for quite a long time now. And I'll just talk over this music. That's what you gotta do. Sometimes you gotta talk over AC/DC just to make sure that AC/DC does not copyright claim your video. Although I'm not sure that AC/DC themselves would want to do that. But the record company, heck yeah, they would. So here's Jameson Avenue. So this is the street I just mentioned a little while ago that was lined with these apartment buildings from the 50s and 60s. Some of them are kind of neat in their design, but some of them are just rather plain and boxy. And they have varying reputations. Depends on who the landlord is. Some of them are known to be avoided at all costs, and others are perfectly fine places to live for the most part. The rents tend to be a little more affordable than in other areas of the city. And I know lots of these buildings do have some issues with pests. I've heard stories about rats and bed bugs and all those undesirable critters that you wouldn't want sharing your apartment with you. Man, I spy the CN Tower.
都是你们家的事情嘛，哪种都是。
This one is basically just a box with punched-in balconies. Definitely one of the less attractive ones, but it does have these cool lions here. So it gets a couple extra points for that. And I wouldn't touch that mattress with a 10-foot pole. I've always liked this old apartment building. You know, this one was here before any of these other ones sprung up. And Jameson continues down. So we're at the 30-minute mark, coming up here to Close Avenue, and maybe this is where I will close this video and start a part 2 to continue the rest of this walk. So I hope you enjoyed this zigzagging walk between King and Queen in Parkdale, checking out some of the residential vernacular along the side streets and checking out the main streets a bit along the way. So if you did, by all means, leave a comment below, like and share and subscribe, and make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And if you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal and via my new merch store. So thanks for watching, and be sure to keep checking back, because I will continue. And check out part 2.